Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News, where I bring you all the strangest, creepiest, weirdest stories from around the world. On today's story, we are going to be doing one from FoxNews.com, and the title of this is "The Moon is Rusting, and Scientists Are Stunned." It was published on September 6th, 2020, and it was written by Chris. I have no idea how to say that name. Ciacia. Let's go with that. So let's get into this. A newly published study notes that the moon is rusting, leaving experts perplexed by the discovery. The research, published in Science Advances, notes that the rust may be a result of water discovered on the moon, but it's still shocking, given the lack of oxygen and dearth of water on Earth's celestial satellite. It's very puzzling, the study's lead author, Xiao Li of the University of Hawaii, said in a statement. The moon is a terrible environment for hematite to form in. And I can tell you already that this is kind of one of those clickbait kind of titles. I mean, they are finding rust on the moon, but it's designed to make you go, oh my God, the moon is rusting. What's going on? That's why Mars is red, is because of the rust. So it's not unheard of. All right, back to the article. Lee was looking at data from the JPL Moon Mineralogy Mapper when the researcher realized the instrument detected spectra, or light reflected off surfaces, that revealed the moon's poles had a very different composition than the rest of it, the statement added. The polar surfaces showed spectra that matched the mineral hematite, according to the study's abstract. Although oxidizing processes have been speculated to operate on the lunar surface and form ferric iron-bearing minerals, unambiguous detections of ferric minerals forming under highly reducing conditions on the moon have remained elusive. The researchers wrote in the study's abstract, our analysis of the moon mineralogy mapper data show that hematite, a ferric mineral, is present at high latitudes on the moon, mostly associated with east and equator-facing sides of topographic highs, and is more prevalent on the near side than the far side. Rust, which is also known as iron oxide, gives Mars its reddish color. See, I told you. I know what I'm talking about, sometimes. Isn't that a stunning picture of the moon? Absolutely wonderful. Look at that thing. Now, you might look at it and say, dude, it looks like a gray rock. Who gives a damn? But I just think that's beautiful. At first, I totally didn't believe it. It shouldn't exist based on the conditions present on the moon. Study co-author NASA JPL planetary geoscientist Abigail Freeman added. But since we discovered water on the moon, people have been speculating that there could be a greater variety of minerals than we realize if that water had reacted with rocks. With no atmosphere providing oxygen on the moon and the sun's solar wind delivering hydrogen, which should act as a reducer to prevent oxidation, scientists are baffled where the rust is coming from. However, they believe it could stem from the Earth, given the moon does have trace amounts of oxygen thanks to Earth's magnetic field. The hematite that was discovered is not near any of the water ice that has been discovered so far on the moon, adding another layer of complexity to the findings. The scientists suggest that the dust particles hitting the moon could free up water molecules to interact with the hematite, but further research is needed to see if that's correct. It could be that little bits of water and the impact of dust particles are allowing iron in these bodies to rust, Freeman explained. This discovery will reshape our knowledge about the moon's polar regions, Lee added in another statement. Earth may have played an important role on the evolution of the moon's surface. The moon has been a source of fascination for humanity for eons, and since the Apollo space missions of the mid 20th century, Humanity's knowledge about our celestial satellite has increased significantly. Scientists recently learned that the moon loses water when meteoroids smack its surface, according to a study published in March 2019. NASA's Artemis mission also revealed that solar winds greatly impact the lunar surface and expose it to radiation from the sun, leaving scars on the surface akin to a sunburn due to the moon's weak magnetic field. A separate study published in August 2019 suggested the moon was 100 million years older than previously believed, basing their findings on analyzing the lunar rocks taken by the Apollo astronauts. A study published in January of 2019 suggested that a 4.1 billion year old chunk of Earth may have been found and dug up on the moon by Apollo astronauts. And that, I believe, is the end of this article. Yes, it is. So, as I said earlier, this is kind of one of those clickbait kind of articles. You're supposed to look at the title here and say, oh my God, the moon is rusting. That is insane. But in reality, it's not actually that insane. The reason they're saying that they're stunned by it is because there's not supposed to be water on the moon, is what they thought. See, Mars is red because there's a lot of iron oxide on Mars. There's a lot of rust there. That's because Mars had water at one time, flowing water. It had river systems and the whole nine. Some scientists believe that Mars had a complete atmosphere, a lot like Earth's at one time in its history. The water on Mars now is in the form of ice. There are like polar ice caps, just like we have here on Earth. They have actually found the remains of bacterial life and microbial life on Mars, which is very amazing and fascinating and awesome. I don't understand why everybody still says that alien life doesn't exist because we've literally found it. Yes, it's microbial, yes, it's small, but it is still life. So technically, we have found life on Mars. Now, I'm not sure whether there is anything larger than that to be found because we haven't really explored Mars all that well yet. Scientists think and they believe that there is no life on Mars now. If there is, it's going to be microbial life that's still alive, but there's no higher forms of life on Mars, no animal life, no human life on Mars. But we just don't know for sure because we have not explored it well enough. Now, here very soon, America will be sending a manned mission to Mars. That is in the planning stages now, and it will happen pretty soon. Now, God willing, if everything goes well, our astronauts will land on Mars and they will be able to explore a little bit. But we won't truly know whether there is really any life that is higher than microbial life on Mars until we've gone there many times and explored many different areas of Mars. Now, we might get lucky. The first time we land, some Martian dude might walk up and go, hey, how you doing? Probably not going to happen, but there's always that chance. Or they might see some sort of animal life that they didn't know existed. It's all brand new. So it's all going to be amazing discoveries from here on out. Now, the general public might not think that all of the discoveries are amazing, but scientifically, they're going to be amazing. So look forward to that. I can't wait. I'm so interested to see what they find. But this article here was interesting because it shows that if there is rust on the moon, then there must be a higher amount of water on the moon than we previously thought. So That's pretty cool. If there's water on the moon in any kind of significant quantity, that makes the idea of having a lunar base a lot more feasible. So that's great. Also, if you have water in any kind of quantity, you have fuel because water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. So if you can separate the hydrogen and the oxygen, you have hydrogen for fuel and you have oxygen for life support. Very cool stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this article. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that jazz, and I will see you on the next one. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.